Right.
Nah, that was right. That was right. Just bear with me for a second, because there's a point in here in the Hebrew that I want to bring out. But sometimes when you write these scriptures down,
15,
sometimes
verse 15.
sometimes you write them down a little fast, and all right. You know what? Just go back to you're in Leviticus 23. All right, read that again.
Leviticus 23 and 15.
Mm-hmm.
And ye shall come unto you from the morrow after the Sabbath, from the day that ye brought the sheaf of the wave offering, 7 Sabbaths shall be complete.
All right, read on.
All right.
This is the 16th verse.
16th verse. Even unto the morrow, after the 7th Sabbath, shall ye number 50 days, and ye shall offer a new meat offering unto the Lord.
Right. So now the word 50 days in the 16th verse. I'm sorry, not the 15th verse. I wrote down. All right, I got it. All right. So now we read on down. It says here 50. Right, is chamash yum. Now the word for 5 is chamash. The yum makes it plural. So whenever you have a Hebrew number, like if you had a chad yum, that would be like, well, really it wouldn't really apply to a chad yum, because the word for 10 is thashai.
Right.
Okay, but like shan yum, which shanya is 2. Right. Shanyam would be 20. So chamash is 5, and the yum at the end, which makes it plural, is 50. So chamashyam is 50. Right here, see? 50. 50, cardinal number. A multiple of 50 with other numbers, 50th. Ordinal number, right? So chamashyam, which is 50, and then days. Yawum, which is day, time, year. So chamashyam yawum is the 50th day. That's where they get the word Pentecost from. From the Hebrew, chamashyam yawum. From the Hebrew, chamashyam yawum. And I'm gonna show you the chamashyam again. Right, 50 right here. Chamashyam. So that's the 50th day. So that's why they, in the book of Acts, I mean, I didn't look this up in the Septuagint in the Greek, but I'm sure it'll probably say Pentecost, right, or something similar to it. But that's where they get the word 50th from the 50th day. And then that 50th day began with the day after the Passover. And how do we know that's accurate? Let's go to the book of Acts, the 1st chapter, and the 1st verse. I'm sorry, in the 6th verse. We'll just get to the point.
Acts, the 1st chapter and the 6th verse.
Yep.
Okay, Acts chapter 1, verse 6. When they therefore were come together, they asked of him, saying, Lord, wilt thou at this time restore again the kingdom to Israel?
Now remember, this is after Yahushua was crucified and he came back after 3 days. Right? Now this is around the time of what? What feast was going on in Jerusalem? The Passover, right?
Right.
So now, being that the Passover was going on, and then Yahushua was crucified, he came to the disciples after the Passover was over. Because he rose, and then when they came to the grave on the 1st day, which was after the Passover, after the Sabbath, he was already risen, right? So then he walked with the disciples. Matter of fact, jump up to the 1st verse. To get the full understanding.
1st verse, Acts chapter 1, verse 1. The former treatise have I made, O Theophilus, of all that Yahushua began both to do and teach, until the day in which he was taken up. After that, he, through the Holy Spirit, had given commandments unto the apostles whom he had chosen, to whom also he showed himself alive after his passion by many infallible proofs, being seen of them 40 days.
Being seen of them 40 days. Now remember, he rose after the Passover. He was among the disciples. He was speaking to them, and he stayed with them 40 days after the Passover, right? And what?
and speaking of the things pertaining to the kingdom of the Most High.
Go ahead.
And being assembled together with them, commanded them that they should not depart from Jerusalem, but wait for the promise of the Father, which saith he, ye have heard of me.
Go ahead.
For John truly baptized with water, but ye shall be baptized with the Holy Spirit not many days hence.
But you shall be baptized with the Holy Spirit, what?
Not many
days hence.
Right.
So after the Passover, after he was crucified,
Right.
he was with the disciples
Right.
for 40 days.
Right.
He said, wait. He said, for John truly baptized with water, but you shall be baptized with the Holy Spirit not many days hence.
Right. 10 more days.
Right? So now go from there. And matter of fact, read on.
Okay. When they therefore were come together, they asked of him, saying, Lord, wilt thou at this time restore again the kingdom to Israel?
Right, because they were waiting for the kingdom. Go ahead.
And he said unto them, It is not for you to know the times or the seasons, which the Father hath put in his own power.
Go ahead.
But ye shall receive power after that the Holy Spirit is come upon you, and ye shall be witnesses unto me both in Jerusalem and in all Judea, and in Samaria, and unto the uttermost part of the earth.
Right. So basically what Yahushua was saying, after the 40 days, he said, look, just tarry here, wait for the power, and you're going to be endowed with the Holy Spirit not many days hence. Now go to the book of Acts 2 and 1.
Acts 2 verse 1. And when the day of Pentecost was fully come.
Right, and when the day of Pentecost is fully come. Why? Because Yahushua was with them for 40 days. It was after the Passover. He said, you shall be baptized with the Holy Spirit not many days hence. So when Yahushua went up into the heavens, then the disciples were waiting for a period of roughly about 10 days for the Holy Spirit to hit them. So it says when the day of Pentecost is fully come, meaning when the 50th day
arrives, right?
Arrived for the Feast of First Fruits. Then,
and when the day of Pentecost was fully come, they were all with one accord in one place.
So that's how we know that the Pentecost or the Feast of First Fruits falls around that time, about the 50th day after the Passover.
Right.
Okay, and that's why it said that over here when you look up the word Pentecost, it said the second year of the second of the three great Jewish feasts celebrated at Jerusalem yearly, the 7th week after the Passover, in grateful recognition of the completed harvest. All right. So now, this word Pentecost, to show you how much of a devil the so-called white man is, they took this term and they made a whole religion out of it.
Right.
And now if you go to your search engine and you type in any word, you put let's say you're looking for the word Pentecost, you put Pentecost definition or a tutorial definition or whatever, and then they'll give you a whole list of sites that break the particular word down. So now this is one of them that I found, and I'm gonna have Elder Sakaran read it. This happens to be the word Pentecostal.
All right. Pentecostal comes from the word Pentecost, the English word for one of the annual holy days outlined in the Bible in Leviticus 23rd chapter.
Was that correct? Go ahead.
The word means 50th.
The word means 50th, which we read in the Hebrew, which was what? Chamashiam Yawum, which was the 50th day. Go ahead.
As the proper day for the observance is determined by counting 50 days from a Sabbath during the earlier feast of unleavened bread.
Which they're correct. They're correct on that. Go ahead.
In Acts chapter 2, in the New Testament, the disciples of Yahushua were gathered together on this annual holy day in Jerusalem when they first received the empowerment of the Holy Spirit after Yahushua's resurrection.
Go ahead.
The most noticeable feature of this occasion was that each of the disciples spoke with other tongues. Right,
which doesn't mean because that's one of the main things they do in the Pentecostal church.
Right.
Is they speak. They say when they speak it in tongues, they foaming at the mouth.
Right.
And speaking in this satanic verbiage.
Right. That's right.
You know. Go ahead.
All right. Spoke with other tongues, and those.
Which the word verbiage simply means words. Go ahead.
And those in the audience who were from many other nations.
See, now this is where they go off at. Because they say, and those in the audience who were from many other nations. I mean, they're correct in what they're saying, but they're posing it as that was talking about all nations.